Okay. So I got Mark Franklin here, and I got Justin Williams here. And we're going to be talking about the top 10 OU football moments that we all can remember. We're going to go through Mark's list, and then we're going to go through Justin's list. We might have some that overlap each other, but let's start with 10 going all the way up to number 1. So, Mark, what do you got? What's your number 10?
Okay, the number 10, I've got Spencer Tillman, the Leap versus Nebraska.
Spencer Tillman, the Leap. You need to talk about that a little bit. Tell us how you remember that.
Okay, he got a option pitch at about the 20-yard line and took off for the end zone. And at the 5-yard line, he launched himself and landed in the end zone over the top of a Nebraska player.
Man, I remember seeing clips of that. I don't remember ever seeing the game, but what year was that, Mark?
I'm going to say 83 or 84.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was
him and Billy Sims both looked like white-tailed deer when they would jump from about the 7-yard line in.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Sure.
Unbelievable. All right, so what do you got for number 9?
Okay, number 9, I've got the great Keith Jackson, the end around versus Nebraska.
What year was that?
That was 1985, the year they won the national championship.
1985, national championship year. All right.
Yeah.
You remember that one, Justin?
I was 6, but yes.
I was pretty young.
I was not 6.
Sorry, Mark.
I was 9. So I was still playing with my G.I. Joes. All right, Mark, what else?
I've seen the highlights.
Yeah.
Number
Okay,
8.
so number 8, this is one that I kind of went out of the box a little bit on. It's not one of the more famous ones, but to me it was a big deal, and it just happened not too long ago. It was 2018. Kyler Murray had a 4th and 5 versus West Virginia late in the ball game when OU could not stop West Virginia, and OU's up by 3. And it was about at midfield, and OU went for it on 4th and 5, and Kyler scrambled around and finally found a receiver open and hit him for a first down.
I remember that.
Pretty much cinched the game.
Man, Kyler Murray was an incredible athlete. Just watching him play was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. What do you got for number 7?
Number 7, another OU Nebraska game. It'd been 1987. Patrick Collins, run versus Nebraska. He took Patrick Collins. He took an option pitch down the left sideline and ran like 60 some odd yards for a touchdown to clinch the game.
Wow. All right, man. What number 6? What do you got, man?
Number 6 is another Kyler Murray highlight. It's the run he had against Texas.
Regular season?
The Cotton Bowl. Yeah, the regular season game. The one he had,
the
long run he had.
Sideline.
That one.
Like that one?
How many yards was that?
I had to have been 65.
Yeah, in the 60s, I'm pretty sure.
It was right down the left sidelines. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was incredible. All right, number 5.
Number 5 is another 1985 national championship highlight, and it was in the Orange Bowl against Penn State. It's Jamel Holloway, the quarterback, throwing a long touchdown pass to Keith Jackson.
For Keith Jackson, 71 yards.
Yeah.
Remember that one? I remember watching that one. That's awesome. Yep. All right, man. Number 4.
All right, number 4 is a little bit out of the box, but to me it was a big deal. It was their 2000 national championship season. The only touchdown scored in the national championship game, Quentin Griffin went in for the touchdown against Florida State.
I remember that one. That was awesome. Man, Q's a really underrated running back for OU. He kind of did it all.
Yeah.
So. All right, number 3.
All right, number 3, 2, and 1, you can put in any order to me because they are all special moments. I put number 3 in Roy Williams, Superman versus
Roy
Texas.
Williams, Superman.
Got to
That
be
was
number
a big
one.
That was your number one?
That's got to be number one.
Yeah.
The
that was-
second greatest defensive play I've ever seen. Individual defensive play.
And Mike Stoops told him to keep his feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. All right, what's number 2?
All right, number 2 is probably the defining moment for me in their national championship year in 2000.
Lawrence Marshall.
Torrance Marshall
Yep.
picking off the ball and pick 6 versus Texas A&M.
You know what's funny is
That's my number 2.
Justin and I were talking about that today because I said this has got to be in the top 10.
That's number 2.
That's good. All right, number 1.
All right, and number 1, because I'm so ancient compared to you two, this was an oldie but a goodie. OU kicker Uwe von Schamann kicking the game-winning field goal against Ohio State in the Horseshoe.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a big one, man. That was a big one. I figured you'd pull something from the 71 Nebraska OU game or something like that, but
Well, I was only 3 when that happened, so.
Very good. All right, Justin, what about you, man? Give me your top 10.
All right. So a lot of mine are not just individual plays, but more of maybe a team performance. So
Okay.
my number 10 would be, I guess, Baker Mayfield and OU against Ohio State a few years ago when they went to the Shoe.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I thought that was fantastic performance overall.
The way you planted the flag and everything.
Yeah, not so much that, but the game itself was phenomenal. Number 9.
Nobody picked him to win that game. Nobody thought they was going to win that game.
Nobody gave him a chance in that game because of the way it went the year before.
Yep.
Number 9 is going to be when we beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl a
Yeah.
handful of years ago.
Definitely.
That
Definitely.
performance was absolutely David and Goliath. No one really gave us a chance in that game. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think we had a shot either.
Listen,
But
Especially the way it started out.
Trevor
Yeah, it
Knight
started
started the
out
best game of
terrible,
his
but-
career.
yeah, that was a phenomenal performance. After that, individual performance, I've got Antonio Perkins with 3 punt return touchdowns against UCLA.
That's
Yep.
a good one.
That was absolutely phenomenal. I didn't write mine down like Mark. I'm kind of just, I'm probably going to get out of order. I went over it on what I thought was phenomenal.
Number 7.
After that, I've got a couple of individual runs from running backs. I've got DeMarco Murray against Texas when he hurdles the guy,
Oh, yeah.
goes
that
down
was
the left
awesome.
sideline and left that D-back set and was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then I could literally name 10 off right now of Adrian Peterson. That was just unbelievable. One against Ohio State or Oklahoma State.
Yep.
When he does a pirouette, kind of does a spin right in traffic and goes for about 70.
Is that the
Yep.
one where he just kind of stiff-armed everybody? Like he skipped?
Yeah, he just, man, he it was kind of an off tackle to the left, and he gets hit, and he just spins right in all this traffic and just shoots out of the hole like out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he looked like I never forget. He literally looked like a racehorse as he was about the 20-yard line going in. He looked like a racehorse.
Yeah.
Every time
He looked like Forrest Gump running all the way up in the tunnel after he got that.
Yes.
Good.
So what are we down to?
You're number
What are
5.
we at right there? Huh?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, you got 5 more.
I'm gonna go with OU Texas A&M 77-0.
Yeah.
Mark
Thompson.
Clayton. Mark Clayton may be one of the most underrated wide receivers of all time in college. He was unbelievable, but he had some catches and runs that day that was just ridiculous.
So Jason White stopped playing before halftime, didn't he?
I think that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, so we pretty much, I remember scoring in the early in the fourth quarter on a fullback dive from about 40 yards out. And everybody's like, "Oh, you're in the score up." I'm like, "Man, they were handing dives off to fullbacks." What else can you do?
Who was was that Francione that was the coach at A&M at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who it was.
I remember
Dennis-
seeing him on the sideline with just this deer in the headlight look of like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
just happened?
He wanted
Well,
to
see-
be anywhere on planet Earth other than that day.
What
That's
was
right.
funny about that game is A&M had beat them the year before.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. I
it
remember that.
was just – I've never seen a more just pure performance than that day.
That was
Yeah.
R.C. Slocum's last year when they won, right? And that was Franchone's first year, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
That's funny. I forgot
Yeah.
all about that.
So
All
am I
right.
down to 4?
What's that?
Am I down to 4?
Yeah, you're on number 4.
Okay, so this next one, I was actually at the game. Me and Slade were there, reigned the entire game, was Samar J.P. Ryan
JP.
breaking NCAA rushing record a week after the guy from Wisconsin set the
Yeah.
record. I think he rushed for 427 against Kansas. I know it was Kansas and they were terrible, but it was a track meet.
Yeah.
Meet, you know,
That was awesome.
NCAA record, so that's got to be worth something.
Exactly.
I watched that on YouTube just the other day because what else are you gonna do this
Yeah.
during this
Yeah,
time
he-
when you're sitting at home?
He
Exactly.
rushed for 427, and I'm pretty sure I might have rushed for 300 that day. The holes were so big.
yeah.
It was crazy.
I think
Top
they threw
3.
2 passes.
Yeah. It was crazy. Mercy rule should have been. Top 3. This one always is going to stick out to me because again I was at the game. Was OU Texas in 2000? We beat them 63-14. Rocky Kalmus intercepts the ball with a cast on his arm, and he
Yeah.
returns it. He returns it for a pick 6, holding the cast up in the air. I'll never forget that. That always kind of stood out to me. Rocky Kalmus, one of my all-time favorites. He was so blue collar. He's just one of those
He was a
guys.
great
You watch him
linebacker.
play. You watch him play, and he wasn't the most gifted and athletic, but man, he played. He just instilled fear into people. I mean, he would stand over people, and he was just awesome to watch.
My
Yep.
favorite story about Rocky Kalmus was when they were getting ready to play Florida State for the national championship, and in the weight room they had a stereo system that was playing the Tomahawk Chop just over and over and over again. And at one point, while he was lifting weights, he just got tired of it and grabbed the stereo and threw it against the wall and broke it. And nobody said a word to him. So
You don't say
was
nothing
awesome.
to him or Torrance Marshall. Not
What's
if,
that?
not if you. Not, I said, you don't say nothing to him or Torrance Marshall.
Oh,
Not
that's
if you
right.
value your life.
that's right. That's
Those were-
right.
Those were
What Torrance
true
Marshall did
middle
to
linebackers.
what Torrance Marshall did to Chris Winkie before the Orange Bowl was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get my Heisman from you. You're gonna give that trophy back.
Get my boy's trophy back.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And in my top 2, I got Torrance Marshall at number 2. That interception against A&M that same year was just unbelievable. I mean, pretty much saved the season.
Yep.
But number 1 to me is Superman play. Like I said earlier, it's in my eyes, it's the second best individual defensive play I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The first was Jadeveon Clowney for South Carolina.
Where he trucked that guy.
He comes through the line of scrimmage, hits the running back in the backfield. The dude's helmet flies 30 yards up in the air, and then he recovers the fumble. And that's the single best defensive play I've ever seen. But Roy Williams is second. That just great individual effort on that play.
That was
Yeah.
Chris Sims he got, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Do what?
was.
Yeah, it's Chrissy.
That was Chrissy Sims. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
that's
surprised
Chrissy.
you guys. It wouldn't have been a single play, but it was probably the most incredible stadium experience I've ever been in. Was
Jump
the
around.
One game. Yeah, the jump around game. OU
Texas
versus
Tech.
Texas Tech. So that was amazing. That
That was.
amazing.
I actually had that. In my top 10. But I changed it with the Antonio Perkins with the 3 punt returns because that was, I mean, who
Yeah, that was
does that?
incredible.
Who returns 3 punts for touchdowns? First off, why is UCLA still kicking it to him?
Yeah.
I mean, that ball that needs to hit the 20th row of the bleachers.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. That's
But they
absolutely
chose
right.
the kick, so
All right, man. Well, good. Thank you guys for your top 10. I'm going to get this posted so our people can see this on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So thank you guys. You guys are probably the two biggest OU fans I know, so I figured this would be kind of fun. So thanks,
Yeah,
man.
be sure to tag Jeff Pippinger.
I will. We'll tag Jeff. We'll tag Jeff.
Now,
Thank you.
when you do an OSU one, they've only got like 5. So
Well, I was trying to remember how many times does OSU beat OU, because that would be their top 10 right there. So
I think 16 out of 100.
yeah,
Or,
16 out of
102?
105 or something like that.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, thanks, man. You guys take it easy. All right.
All right, see y'all.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.